Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick. Today we have set number 41074, which is LEGO Chess. This set was released in 2017, contains 1,450 pieces, and retails for $55, which gives you a remarkable price per piece of 4 cents per piece. And you can see it's also a checkers set. And at the back of the instruction booklet, this is just one little interesting tidbit. It shows you how to set up the parts for checkers and chess, which this one's probably actually useful because not everyone knows that, and you know, it's good for getting beginners set up to play chess. And I knocked that over, but yeah, let's take a closer look at the design of the chessboard. Before that though, I did want to show you the box really quick. It's a relatively large box for a $50 set. And it's long and wide. And when this is full, it's pretty packed with bags. It's a very dense box as well, which makes sense because there's a lot of pieces in here. But, you know, that's pretty much all there is to the box. The board, when set up, looks pretty good. It's got, you know, a 4x4 square for each, you know, spot on the checkerboard. And obviously a checkerboard design, and it uses jumper plates to put the figures on, and yeah, I mean, it works well. It doesn't require too much power to, you know, keep them there, but if you pick this up and turn it sideways, they're not going to just fall off, so you can pick this up and move it, which I think is an advantage of this actually over normal chess sets. And you know, I mean, it's built about 4 bricks off the ground, and the whole thing is 32 by 32, and it's built on 4 16 by 16 plates. Each edge has this nice intricate design, which is kind of a pain to build, and I think it would have been easier to build if it, you know, was just regular bricks, obviously. However, this does make it look cool and gives it a little bit more visual interest. I'm not a massive fan of the corners, but you know, I think that it looks good. The sides, you know, got a simpler pattern. It's just the corners that you can see, and then you've got this side, which is the same, just with the different color scheme. Obviously the pieces for each side are the same builds except with different color schemes, so I'm just going to show you one side, the white side. And the one difference in building is that for wherever you need 2x2 plates in the red color, they give you 2x2 plates with the black and, you know, red parts. However, with these you have to use 2 1x2 plates, which takes a lot longer and is a little bit more of a pain. So, you know, for that reason, these are a little bit harder to build. But, you know, you get 8 pawns. You get 2 rooks, which, you know, look cool, and it's got the traditional rook design, so, you know, that's a good way to build that. The knight, obviously, looking like a horse, you know, and you get 2 knights for each side. The bishop, I like how they did the top of this bishop piece. It looked good. I mean, you know, a lot of them have very similar bases as well, you'll notice. Then we've got the king, which has the most of the secondary color because it's got 2 2x2 bricks in that color, and it has a little crown piece, one in silver and one in gold. And then last but not least, the queen design is, you know, cool. I think that this also does a good job of looking like a chess queen without you know, without being too complicated, and it's just instantly recognizable. I mean, you know, you can tell that that's the queen without them having to tell you, assuming you know chess, of course. The king is a little bit less recognizable, but I guess the crown is the major highlighting feature. And I think that all of the pieces, you know, look good, and when you have the game all set up, it does look like a relatively elegant chess set. It's not just like a super simple one. They could have made the pieces a lot, you know, less interesting and still been successful, but you know, they didn't skimp out on that, and you know, it's all good. Now you may be wondering why the base is so tall. Well, you can remove the actual board and there's plenty of space inside the board to store all of your chess pieces. So you can just, dump them all in there, and you can fit all of the pieces for one, that go in one section right underneath that, and you can just do that with each section and it'll fit perfectly. I'm only going to do it for one side because, it takes a little bit of time. But, you can just easily carry all of your chess pieces inside here, and you don't have to worry about accidentally knocking them off. Obviously they stay on better, but they're not just gonna, well, they'll fall off relatively easily if you hit the board at all. But, the way this is, you just store them all in here, and you don't have to worry about, misplacing them or losing them, because they'll always be right inside the chess set. And not all, like, there are regular chess sets where you can store the pieces inside, but, obviously not all of them are like that. And I think that, it's nice that they were able to include such a feature in this Lego version. And, you just put them all like that, and there's your chessboard. You just got about a 10-inch by 10-inch by maybe 2-inch tall block, and that's what it's reduced to. But wait, there's more. The actual board, or the actual set, comes with pieces to play checkers. And these, work pretty much the same. They just attach to the jumper plates. They're a little tiny bit harder to get off, but, it works pretty well. It's just that you can't, leverage them off if they're a tiny bit more stuck than usual. And it gives you a total of 12 for each side, because that's what you need to play checkers. I would have liked to see an extra piece or two for each side so that you can, king the, chess, or the checkers piece when it gets to the other side. You'll just have to, kill the other person's pieces before they can, before you get to the other side. Otherwise, you won't be able to. And I kind of wish that these were 2x2 round jumper plates, because then you could actually attach this on there, and then it would work perfectly fine. Because obviously in some versions of the game, you can just flip it over. This doesn't work that way. So I would have liked an ability to somehow represent the king in a more simple fashion. But, it's really nice that they added this extra feature. And I do appreciate that they include the 2x2 round tiles, because in blue they're actually very rare, only appearing in this set, a picture frame set, and some other set from the early 2000s, I think. So, relatively uncommon colors for this piece. The last two things included are a brick separator, which is self-explanatory. It's actually a very big set, there's a lot of pieces, so, chances are you're going to have to take some parts off. Yeah, they're obviously going to include a brick separator, but what are these green studs for? Well, you can fit the checkers inside the board as well. There's plenty of extra space. You can just dump them in all the nooks and crannies, and it fits just like that. You can do the same thing with the other side, and once those are all in there, there is a top secret game you can play with 4 studs. Just kidding. That's a lie. I'm lying. The point of the 4 studs is storage, actually. But in a more interesting way than you might think. The whole board comes apart in 2 sections. You've got the, split across the middle between the black and white sides, and what you do is you stick 4 studs in the 4 corners of the half board, and then you can attach this right on there, and it'll be very easy to remove, but it'll also stay secure for the most part. If you go like that, it'll actually hold itself together, and this will reduce the overall storage size of the set to a smaller envelope. I mean, technically not smaller, but it has a smaller footprint. Obviously, once you've taken them back apart, you can fit these studs in there and there's no problems with that if you wanted to store it like this. But overall, I think that this chess set is a very nice set, and was actually surprisingly a good value. Like $55 for this chess set is not a bad price. You get a lot of pieces, so it's probably good as a parts pack too, honestly. There's some relatively useful parts. There's a lot of plates and tiles, you know, relatively useful. There's nothing super specialized either, which can be good or a bad thing. But, you know, for just bulk parts, probably good. I mean, I have no complaints at all about this chess board, besides maybe they should have included just a couple, like maybe 2 per side, extra checkers pieces, but that's obviously not even in the name of the set, and they didn't need to include that at all. So even getting the 12 you do for each side is a bonus. Overall, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this set. I would recommend this if you are a LEGO fan and like chess. I'd recommend this if you're a chess fan, maybe even if you're just a LEGO fan, because it's a cool looking thing to have too. You know, it's a nice recognizable piece of home furniture practically. You know, nothing wrong with this at all. No complaints. 100% would recommend. So hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye everyone.